I never thought I would be doing a video on my favorite mobile ports on the Switch, but there are a ton of good games that deserve way more attention than the experience a phone or tablet can provide. All of the games on this list were originally released on Android or iOS devices before eventually being ported over to the Switch. I also tried to exclude games that were released at the same time for all platforms, as those aren't really ports if they were developed, at least in some ways, ground up for the Switch. Because of the portability of the console, there are a lot of mobile games that do see a Switch release eventually, so I am sure there are a ton out there that you could recommend to me, but without further ado, here are my top 10 mobile ports for the Nintendo Switch. The Rolling Sky series is about as mobile of a mobile game as you can get, combining that auto-running gameplay style that many of us, including myself, hate to admit that it can be fun if you're in the mood for something quick and easy to play. This collection for the Switch was only released physically in Asia, but is a combination of two of the better auto-running games on the console if you are a fan of these style games. PAKO Caravan is one of the first games I reviewed on this channel, and remains to me one of the better games to pick up and play if I only have a few minutes to kill. It's a Snake-esque game where you build a longer and longer caravan of cars while completing challenges along the way. There is nothing special about the game per se, as the Switch version does nothing that the mobile version already brings to the table, but it's fun to play in short bursts nonetheless and becomes a bit of a high-score chasing experience. The Asphalt series has been at home on mobile devices before app stores were even really a thing. The 9th edition of this game is now a free-to-play release on the Switch that I was extremely hesitant to play, but I was wrong. The actual racing is incredibly fun, especially for arcade fans, and if you can dissect the somewhat bloated menus, the core experience is a good time and the price cannot be beat for this arcade racing game. Lanota is a music rhythm game that actually features a decently detailed story in the process, which is not something that often pairs with rhythm-based games. The result is a game that packs over 70 songs and a very unique style that takes place on a satisfying circular track of sorts, something that I've never seen before in a rhythm game. Cat Quest was released to mobile devices in 2017 and shortly afterwards ported over to the Switch. It's a top-down light RPG dungeon-esque experience with plenty to do, including a decently long campaign that is way more than just cat puns. There's also a sequel on the console as well if you're a fan of the original and want more Cat Quest. Originally released in 2016 to phones, this port is a Hydro Thunder-inspired racer complete on futuristic coastal or city-based tracks with various water features throughout. It may not be the most original game ever, but features smooth and usually exciting racing with a decently long career mode, local and online multiplayer. I'm not sure if I should really include this game on this list, as Horizon Chase Turbo is more of a remastered version of the 2015 mobile game Horizon Chase World Tour. Regardless, this game features even more tracks, cars, and other updates to the original, and one of the best retro racers on the console to come out in a long time. Mini Metro is one of the very few games that's been downloaded to my phone multiple times and actually manages to stay downloaded. It's a very addictive Metro map simulation game that can be both peaceful and frenetic at the same time. The Switch version of this game is as good as any, although it comes in a little lower on this list since the mobile version is actually still my favorite. Also, be on the lookout for its sequel, Mini Motorways, coming next year to the Switch. This War of Mine is an intense management game where you control a team of mostly civilians stuck scavenging among the last bits of a war-torn country. The concept is heavy, with some intense decisions and a dark yet beautiful and very rewarding experience. If you somehow managed to avoid all the possible places where this game has been released, then definitely consider the Switch as an option, as it's frequently discounted to $3.99 on the eShop and well worth it at that price. In first place comes Sayonara Wild Hearts, a beautiful rhythm action game that has already received numerous Mobile Game of the Year awards at the time of its release a few years ago, and reviewed on this channel. The Switch version does an amazing job of emulating this experience on a bigger screen, packed with one of the best original soundtracks you will find in gaming. It is truly a journey from start to finish that everyone should play, and is quite honestly, by far, my favorite mobile port on the console to date. Thanks for watching everyone, please subscribe, and until next time, happy gaming.